Wowee, this TikTok ban is actually going somewhere. That was kind of unexpected. Oh wow, that's picking up steam really fast. Oh my goodness, what's this? The TikTok CEO was questioned in a congressional hearing. Well, I'm sure this went really well. I'm sure that all the people involved asked really thoughtful, really well thought out, and just generally amazing questions.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
What the fuck? Yes, like many others who saw this TikTok congressional hearing, I was incredibly disappointed. And I'm not disappointed just because the hearing happened. Like I've said before, I think TikTok is a place of degeneracy, brain cell loss, and cringe, and a ban would be pretty neat. I also kind of think it'd be funny watching all the entitled Gen Z influencers whine and cry about their favorite toy being taken away, but that's just me. I'm more disappointed at how the overall hearing went. It was mostly a bunch of tech-illiterate boomers and conspiracy theorists just asking poorly worded and poorly thought out questions. Granted, there were a couple of lawmakers who knew what they were talking about and argued their points well, but for the most part, the entire session was just an absolute dumpster fire. In fact, I consider the whole thing to be remarkably similar to the Facebook congressional hearings, mainly because both the Facebook and the TikTok congressional hearings concerned the use and abuse of private data. Also, the fact that both committees had largely tech-illiterate people asking just very stupid questions. However, I think the biggest difference is that while after the Facebook hearings, Mark Zuckerberg just got clowned on relentlessly for looking like an inhuman lizard alien, the TikTok CEO emerged looking like a deity among men for having put up with that level of bullshit and being so patient with everyone's stupid questions. Now, to be clear, that's not me saying that that automatically puts Mr. Chewbacca in the right here, because there were some points during the hearing where it felt like he was holding back information that he didn't want to share, and there's definitely more at play than he's letting on in terms of how TikTok actually handles its users' personal data. My overall opinion of the app still hasn't changed either, so there is that. But overall, he was still able to keep his calm and his composure throughout the hearing, and I gotta respect that. Having said that, I now want to touch on some of the most notable moments from this hearing and what I consider to be my favorite moments. First off, we have the fucking army pirate contradicting himself mid-sentence. We have Behemoth Betty over here just being a rude asshole and not letting the CEO actually answer her questions and instead answering her own questions. That was painful, but at the same time, it was kind of humorous. And also, we have this absolute imbecile asking probably one of the dumbest questions I have ever heard anyone on this earth speak aloud. And it was one of the questions that made me ask, why are the people that are in charge of this so tech illiterate when it's obvious that the topic at hand needs some level of tech literacy to understand how and why TikTok works the way it does? Alright, that's enough fat ass filler for one video. Let's get on to making fun of people.
Okay, so and my last point is this. I want to say this to all the teenagers out there and TikTok influencers who think we're just old and out of touch and don't know what we're talking about.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
You may not care that your data is being accessed now, but it will be one day when you do care about it. And here's the real problem. With data comes power. They can choose what you see and how you see it. They can make you believe things that are not true. They can encourage you to engage in behavior that will destroy your life. Even if it is not happening yet, it could in the future. The long-term goal of the Chinese Communist Party is the demise of the American power.
Okay, sorry if the audio sounds weird from this point on. I'm recording this in my room. But I wanted to give you guys a brief warning that the next clip we're about to watch is incredibly annoying, so I'm sorry if you lose any brain cells as a result. Alright, let's get this over with.
A few minutes ago exposed that TikTok and ByteDance share legal teams. You confirmed this, correct?
Our general counsel is
Yes.
an American
Yes
lawyer,
Yes.
veteran of Microsoft.
Also, my
many
colleague, Representative Latta, confirmed that your parent company, ByteDance, currently can access user data. Yes?
We have to be more
Yes.
specific.
Yes.
After
You
Project
say-
Texas, no.
I'm not asking after Project Texas, I'm asking now. Yes.
Some user data is public data, Congresswoman, which
So
means
you
everybody
confirm that.
can search
What's
for it on the
interesting
internet.
to me is that
Holy shit, I'm annoyed. All she did was throw around a bunch of blanket statements and conspiracy theories. And like the real turbo bitch that she is, she didn't even allow Mr. Chewy Bar to speak. She just answered her own questions by constantly yesing him. Therefore, we've effectively learned nothing. Great job. But it gets worse from there.
Mr. Show, that video was posted 41 days ago. As you can see, it is captioned me as F at the House Energy and Commerce Committee on March 23rd of this year. This video was posted before this hearing was publicly noticed. I think that's a very interesting point to raise. But more concerning is the fact that it names this chairwoman by name.
Okay, this woman clearly doesn't understand that this is a shitpost. It's a joke based on a truth, and as such, should not be taken seriously. Also, publicly noticed. Lady, this post got less than 500 upvotes. If it really was that publicly noticed, it would have had a lot more response and a lot more engagement. Alright, we're almost done. Just one more to go.
Mr. Chu, does TikTok access the home Wi-Fi network?
Only if the user turns on the Wi-Fi. I'm sorry, I may not understand the.
So if I have
Question.
TikTok app on my phone and my phone is on my home Wi-Fi network, does TikTok access that network?
It will have to access the network to get connections to the internet, if that's the question.
That was funny. That was mildly painful because of how stupid that question was, but it was funny. Now, just to clarify, what I'm about to say are not my personal words, but rather they're Moist Critical's words. However, I still think they're important to touch on, which is why I'm gonna talk about it. Like right now. The congressman was probably trying to make the point that if TikTok is connected to the Wi-Fi network, could it access other devices and by extension my personal data that I didn't want it to access before? Which is a valid point. However, the question itself was still incredibly fucking stupid, to the point where we effectively learn nothing but the basics of Wi-Fi and device connection. That's all. It's just concerning to me how it took a committee of over 52 members 5 hours to ask all of those questions, and at the end of it, we have learned nothing. We have gained nothing of value, and nothing has changed. As cool as it would be to see TikTok get banned, it looks like this whole thing is going nowhere fast, and again, that's kind of disappointing, but oh well.